Brian here for Directus. Welcome back to our next lesson in the onboarding series. Today you're going to watch me sweat as we try to connect your front end to Directus. And the reason I'll be sweating is because I am a Vue Nux guy. I love that stack. And today I'm going to try to connect with Next.js. Next.js and React, great toolkit, great bit of kit. Not my strong suit. I haven't done very many projects in there. So for those of you who are Next.js fans, and the majority of you were as we took a survey through the initial sign up for this onboarding, maybe you can help me at the end of this with my React skills. So what we're going to do is follow along with a guide that our DevRel lead, Mr. Kevin Lewis, shout out to you, Kevin. We're going to put your guide to the test today. Let's open up our documentation. I'm going to search for Next.js, and let's fire this up. All right, so this is a nice guide that Mr. Kevin wrote, and we're going to pull some stuff up. All right, so I got my terminal. We are going to run this command. Actually, let's go to CD sites. That's where I store everything on my computer. All right, so we'll run this command from Mr. Kevin. And it looks like Kevin has decided to skip the TypeScript version. Come on, Kevin. Really? No, I won't give him a hard time. Would you like to use ESLint? Yes, we will. Would you like Tailwind? Yes, we do. Would you like the source directory? Yes? No? Would you? Yeah? No? Let's say no. Do you want to use the app router? Yes, it looks like Kevin's guide is written with the app router. Would you like to customize the diff? No? All good. All right, so let's kick this into Rabbit Speak. Okay. All right, so now that's done. All right, Mr. Kevin says cd my website, and then we're going to install the SDK. I'm going to use Yarn because I prefer it. Don't forget to add at Directus /SDK. I guess I can make that a lot bigger too. Okay. This is probably going to break some stuff, but hey, what to do? Fetching packages, everything's good. Now we're good. Let's open up my website. There she is. We've got my website. All right, what do we do next? We do yarn dev. Right. Does that give us a example website? What do we get? Come on, baby. Thought Next.js was supposed to be fast, guys. Come on. Why is it taking forever to load? Okay, all right, so there we go. We've got a page. Get started by editing app/page.js. All right, so we'll follow along with Kevin's tutorial. What we're going to do is go in and create a new directory. We're going to call it lib. I always forget what that's short for. Just kidding. All right, so we'll do directus.js, and we'll just copy and paste Kevin's code here. So if we break this down line by line, what it's doing, we're importing the Directus SDK. We're creating a new instance of the SDK and then exporting it back out to use it in our app. One of the other things that I'm going to do here is just stick this in an env file instead of the way that Kevin's got this set up. So I'll go inside my Directus instance, just pick up the URL. Oh, too many clicks. Okay, we'll save this over here on the right. Here we should be able to use process.env.directus _URL. Okay. And let's go back to Kevin's guide and see what we've got. So Kevin's got some global metadata and settings. Okay. All right, so we're going to go inside of the app directory, create a page.tsx. Okay. All right, Mr. Kevin, let's do that. We've already got some global metadata in our sample project. So we'll just do page.tsx. All right. So we're going to import the Directus instance from, we didn't autocomplete. We want to grab that from lib/Directus. And this has to be, yeah, there we go. Relative imports. All right, so we got async function. Actually, let's just copy this and see what we get, right? Should be fine, Kevin. No big deal. All right, so we got global.title, global.description. We'll hit save. Actually, do we need to, can we blow away this page? Let's see what we got. Return div. You don't have permission to access this. I can't get the globals. All right, so what have I done? I probably forgot the S. That looks like it is. Okay, all right, so we got something going on here. We got some weird CSS, yeah. Let's just blow this away. So all we've got left is the tailwind. Okay, nice. So we have the instance. If I go into my globals, where's that collection at? All right, so I've got my globals. I'm going to call this Bryant's. Ooh, I can't even type today. Bryant's awesome project. What's the base URL? We got this guy. Okay. Then we have an amazing website. And I guess this is going to be Next.js plus Directus website. Solid. All right, so that is how we can communicate and connect. And boom, there we go. Bryant's awesome project and a freaking awesome Next.js plus Directus website. Looks really great. I know you guys are blown away by the design. But you can see how simple and easy this is to connect your front end to Directus. So I import it, create a new instance, export it out, and then we run a function just to grab the data. Now, if we go back to Mr. Kevin's guide, creating pages with Directus. So this one is nice in that we're grabbing dynamic data using the new directory called slug. All right, so let's try this and see how far we get. Again, somebody please take me up and take up this cause and help me with my Next.js. All right, so we got page.tsx inside slug. And honestly, I think this app directory could have been stolen from Nuxt. All right, so we got pages. We got read one by slug. Actually, Kevin's guide has got this a little bit differently. I'm going to have to read by query here. And I'm just going to call this pages. And we're going to return pages.0. All right, so now we get a first peek at filtering inside our SDK or our front end. So we're going to do filter where slug is equal to, where's the page slug? Yeah, that's it. So we're passing the page slug into this function. We are running a filter, and I could even go in and like, let's limit this to 1. All right. Now, let's try this. So we're going to go in and let's just get a slug from one of our pages, like team, for example. See what happens. Team. Uh-oh. Error. Cannot read properties of undefined. Okay, so we're getting some type of error. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe we don't do page.content. Yeah. I don't think we have content. We have a page builder set up. I'm still getting that page.title. Let's just actually do this. And we'll just output the page. Oh. Are we even getting a page? I don't see the page. Okay, so I'm not getting any data back. Page equals await get page. There's the params.slug. We're passing that slug in. We got await directus.items pages. We should be able to return pages.0. Let's just return pages and see. Do we get any data at all? Page. What do I have to do here? JSON.stringify page. Okay, so there's our data. Okay, so now we can clearly see what's going on. The Directus SDK is currently based on Axios, which returns a data property. So we need to do some destructuring here. Let's call this pages, and then we can return the first page. See what that gets us. Date created, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now let's go in, clean this up a little bit. Just do some uncommenting. Try to do some uncommenting. Clearly not doing some uncommenting. Save. Can we get the page title? There we go. We've got the page title. Perfect. Beautiful. Mwah. Right? All right, so let's go back to Mr. Kevin's guide. We've got our pages. We can display the content. Here's some blog posts. Very similar where we can get all of our posts, and Kevin's got a different query here. That's great. This is a really good guide. You should probably just follow this instead of watching me, but no big deal. But there is one other thing or two that I wanted to show you before we adjourn this lesson. You can use the REST APIs and the REST API through the SDK in a GraphQL manner, meaning that I can select the fields that I want, just like you can with GraphQL, without having to actually use GraphQL. Sorry, not sorry. I think it's a great technology. I'm still not a super fan of GraphQL. So anyway, let's take a look, and I'm going to go in and let's just show the page data again. And of course, this is going to throw an error if I don't do JSON.stringify, right? Okay. Okay, I don't like this. What's that? Let's add some parameters to what the JSON stringify, right? That should clean it up. Okay, so here's our actual page data. If we zoom in to like 150, we can see our page data coming from Directus over here. What I can do is pass a property for fields. And then I pass that an array using the SDK. And let's just say we want the title. Oh, gotta have a comma. Don't forget your commas, folks. All right, so you can see now I've specified the exact field that I wanted. All I'm returning is the title. Likewise, I could go in and get we could get the slug, and then what did we call the actual page blocks? Those are just blocks. Okay, so let's do our blocks, and boom. Okay, so we can see this data. Right now, we know that these blocks are relational data. So if I go in the home page, for example, these blocks are different collections. This is using our many to any. So how do I get that relational data? What I'll do, go back, and let's fetch it. So we'll say blocks.star. So we'll use or asterisk, I'm sorry, not a star. Somebody's going to get mad about that. So the asterisk here is a wildcard, meaning it will get all of the fields from that level. And you can get really deep with this if you want to, which is great for testing. I would not go to production with this. Instead, take the time to specify all the fields that you need and only the fields that you need to display on the front end so that everything is nice and speedy and you're not overfetching. That's the whole point of GraphQL. That is one of the nice things here is we don't have to use GraphQL, but we can still get that same ability. So here we've got all of our data. Now, if we've got something like blocks, how do we display that many-to-any data on the front end? Now, this is going to be a stretch for me. I know exactly how to do this inside Next. Again, inside Next and React, I'm going to struggle. But basically what we do here is have a component that we pass this block data to that imports all of these specific components. So you can see the collection here is block hero for the first item, and then our next item is a block team. So you would have a component that loops through this array of blocks, and based on the collection, it calls the appropriate component that renders that. So then you would pass all of the data, so all of this item data, to that component and render that block. Let's see if we can actually achieve that. Okay, so let's go in and let's create a new directory. Call it components. I think that's the React way. It's the Vue way. That's the way I'm going to do it. All right, so then we will let's do a hero component. What do we call that? TSX. All right. And then I'm going to copy this, yeah. Where did our components go? Hero TSX. All right. So we're going to export the block hero. All right. So we're going to pass some data to that block hero. And we're just going to, return the data. Yeah, for now. Let's show that. All right. So we'll call this the hero block. Okay. And we'll just show the data that we passed to the hero block. Cool. I hope this jives. All right. And then what was the other one we're going to do? The team block. Okay. And maybe I even put these in like a separate folder. We'll call it blocks. We got the hero. We're going to dupe this one. Call it team.tsx. All right, this is going to be block team. Call it the team block, and we'll just render the data for it as well. All right, so now we've got these two separate blocks. Like, how do we bring these together? So I'm going to do another component. We'll call it pagebuilder.tsx. And we'll actually see if this works or not. All right, we'll call it pagebuilder. All right, our props that we're going to pass to it are going to be our blocks. Okay, we're going to import those blocks. So we're going to import block hero. Is that right? Why is that not showing up? Import block team. Why are we getting errors there? Cannot use JSX unless JSX flag is provided. Was resolved. Oh. There was something about it not resolving correctly. I don't know what's going on. All right. So our page builder, we're going to import those. What we're going to do is map through the blocks array, right? So we're past this array of blocks. We're going to map through that. So we'll do blocks Actually, let's do a mapping. So we'll do a mapping object. Hero is block hero, team. Go GitHub Copilot. Nice. Nice job. Okay, so now we are going to take our blocks. So the I'm going to cheat a little bit. All right. How do we do this in React? We actually just do a function, right? Blocks.mat. There you go. GitHub Copilot for the win. Block component. Return block component. Data. Wow. Look at that. All right. Go GitHub Copilot. All right. Maybe this is an AI for the win. We'll see what we got. So we're going to map through the blocks. We've got the block. We've got the index. We are picking the mapping up correctly, hopefully. And then we got the block.data. What we're going to do is actually pass the block.item as the data. That's what we want to pass to the block. Okay. Yeah, let's see if this works. All right, so we'll go back to our page. And, oh, no, we want to go back to our slug/page. All right, so now we are going to do, let's import that page builder component. Import page builder. Oh, that doesn't work. Where am I at here, man? All right. Is this export default function? Did I even save this one? If we go back up, all right, we got slugs, we got component. Oh, got to go in and get blocks. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Does this work? Components, blocks, page builder. That should be everything we need, but we'll see. Okay, then we're going to do our page builder, and we'll pass in the blocks, and we can't resolve that component. Why is it that we cannot resolve that component? Page builder, export function default, can't resolve. But what am I getting wrong? Isn't React fun? All right, so I did a refresh now. We go back to our page, do a little refresh. I get a new error. Love React. All right, so it says unsupported server component type undefined. Let's pick this apart. We're passing down the page blocks. We've got the blocks. It's probably to do with the page mapping here. Okay. Yeah, I spotted already. Okay, so block underscore hero. I did this mapping wrong. Let's see if this works now. We have to do a hard refresh. Type undefined. Block dot mapping. Block type. Oh, duh. That's where GitHub Copilot gets you. This is why you don't trust AI. It's always the stuff that you overlook that gets you. Okay, perfect. That's why it wasn't working. All right, so now we're going to go back to, let's go back to our page component. I'm going to just comment this out. And on refresh, now we'll see, let's do the page title. Where's our team block? I forgot to add team to it, didn't I? There we go. Okay, so now you'll see this is dynamically populating these components based on this. So just to sum up how this works, this is the mini to any page builder. You get the pages, make sure that you grab the fields. So here you would definitely want to go in and before you go to production, specify the exact fields. And you can look up the syntax for that on the documentation. And then you loop through that with a component like page builder, that will do the mapping for you. So it maps out each individual collections to a component and returns those components while passing that data down to the individual component to be rendered how it's supposed to be, just the way Mom used to make it. So that is it for connecting your front end to Directus. Am I sweating now? Yes, totally sweating. I hope this is helpful for you. This is way longer than all the other lessons, but this is very much a stream of consciousness thing. And please, if you know Next.js, you want to spend some time schooling me, I'm game. Reach out. Thanks. I'll see you on the next lesson.